Alright, this is part 2. Good morning, Zippo. Appreciate the response. So the motor runs pretty well. I know this is hard to see, but the throttle springs, I looked at one of your other videos, and this is how I hooked them up. I hooked them up per your other video. I had to adjust the front one for a little bit more governing power, and that seemed to work well. The issue that I'm having is this right here. The throttle with the rod right there, that actuated rod, when it's sitting here, the throttle's in the low position, or the slow position. This never sits down. I have to manually hold this down when I start the motor, and then the motor's fine. It idles like this, it idles fine. The full range of motion on the throttle's fine. Governing works when I engage the PTO, everything's okay. It's just I initially have to hold this down. The only thing I can think of is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a really small spring on the very bottom of the throttle, this throttle rod. And I don't know if that's supposed to be attached to something. I haven't seen it mentioned in any of your other videos. I don't know if it was something specifically for this Toro. I'll try to get a shot there, but you can just see the tip of that real small spring at the end of that rod. So that's the follow-up. The initial problem I was having was just those springs were not in the right location, and that was causing all sorts of problems. But I rebuilt the carb, everything's running well. It's just I have to hold this down, put the throttle on low, choke it, and then the motor will fire right up. 1 or 2 revolutions, and it's running. I give it 10 seconds or so. I can let this go, and this will stay, the throttle will stay in this position. It's just, do you know or have you seen that linkage before? Something that will hold this down.